His attorney, Brian Steele.
I'll tell you the response to any allegation is Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear him.
What's good, RIZZLE fam? It seems like Young Thug's team of lawyers have stumbled across some valuable information that might as well shape the future of his case. Thugger's team of lawyers is really doing everything in their power to get the man out. They've now filed a motion to dismiss the RICO case, revealing a potential loophole that could save Thug and get him out of jail. But what really is this loophole? And would it be enough to get Young Thug out of jail? As y'all already know, the YSL boys have been behind bars for a little while now. The Atlanta rappers Young Thug, Gunna, and 28 other members of the associated with YSL are slammed with racketeering charges, and they're all waiting their respective trials to take place. To be a little more precise, all members of YSL have been accused of not only doing music, but engaging in criminal activities too, spreading the influence of their gang through any means necessary, and acquiring firearms, drugs, etc. If you listen to the prosecutors, YSL, or Young Slime Life, is less of a record label and more of a Bloods-affiliated street gang that Thugger allegedly founded in 2012, and according to them, they're pretty much a menace to society and need to be shut down. But there is still hope for the YSL gang getting out. Apart from their friends, family members, and loyal fans, Thugger and the boys have a strong team of lawyers who are on duty non-stop, trying to figure out a way to get him out. So far, there have been 3 attempts at releasing Thugger on bond. Despite portraying Young Thug as a role model and someone who should be looked up to, the judge in the case, Earl Glanville, thinks otherwise and has denied Thugger bond 3 times in a row. The reason why being the fact that there is a huge possibility of witness intimidation, and in a big case like this, reliable evidence is detrimental in determining the final outcome. If someone from YSL or Thugger himself made some people keep their mouths shut, who knows if this case would last long. Chances are most of them would either be free or get a very mild sentence. This way, they're still pending cases that could make them spend the prettiest years of their lives behind bars.
I'll tell you the response to any allegation is Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear him.
Even so, Thugger's lawyer Brian Steele set the record straight. He said loud and clear that he's gonna fight for what he believes are false allegations against his client to the last drop of blood. And so far, he's really doing everything that he can come up in order to make some sort of an advancement. Believe it or not, Brian and everyone else who was on his side fighting for free YSL might be up to something. They came up with some info that could change the outcome of Thugger's situation even before his trial begins in January. So what's the deal? Well, see, just a few days ago, Young Thug's attorney filed a motion to dismiss the case because of prosecutorial misconduct. Brian Steele called out the district attorney and said the fake grand jury subpoenas were used in this case. This could be big because those files are critical in convicting Thugger. The main problem with the fake subpoena was that the subpoena was, according to the words written in the motion, not issued or authorized by any judge, clerk of courts, or lawfully or properly impaneled grand jury. In other words, nobody gave the DA a green light to pursue some of their so-called evidence. They believe he's innocent and that he should be released from all charges. Some Atlanta natives remind us that documents being forged wouldn't be something new for their law practitioners. One person wrote, "We all know the district attorney's office in Fulton County is notorious for going out of their jurisdiction to unlawfully incarcerate people, especially high-profile individuals such as Young Thug and Gunna. They should be free to go." Another man said, "I've been told y'all APD crooked as hell, and now here's the proof." At the very least, Thugger's team of lawyers want the evidence that was gathered by prosecutors through illegal ways suppressed. But you may be wondering what exactly happened with those papers that are fake and are being used against Thugger in this case. Well, here's what they claim. This whole situation brings us back to the origin of Thugger's case, the murder of Donovan Big Nut Thomas. See, apart from the RICO case, what really sticks to this Thugger case is the fact that on paper, he's been directly involved in the death of Big Nut back in 2015. The vehicle which was rented and used in the murder of Big Nut was in the same name as Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug. It seems like the DA got this information by issuing a false subpoena in 2016 to the Hertz Corporation, the car rental agency. After Hertz saw the subpoena, they had no choice but to provide this crucial info to the DA. Little did they know that the document was forged and that the district attorney had no right to demand such information from him. The document contained a fake seal on it that mimicked the real one. The subpoena was not checked by any government official and therefore is useless in the court of law. Since this particular piece of evidence was used as a spark that lit the entire RICO indictment that soon came after the murder charges, Brian Steele believes that Thugger should still be cleared from all these charges, not just the ones that were put up against him for the murder of Big Nut. Now, there's an ongoing debate online about whether or not this could actually change anything in Thugger's case. Some believe it's a long shot, and others found it to be a compelling story. One comment reads, "I can tell a lot of y'all don't really know the legal system. Any inconsistency found in the prosecution ruins the entire case, even if the crimes were committed. That's how cases get thrown out and why people pay big money for elite lawyers." On the other hand, some people believe that even if this somehow goes through, it's still not good enough. He might get the murder charges dropped, but those RICO charges, they're gonna stay. You need something more if you really want to stay in the clear. This comment said, "If they hit you with the RICO, 10 out of 10 they be watching you for years. They're not throwing this case out. He better off pleading." Moreover, there are people who claim that the team of lawyers representing Young Thug isn't really going anywhere with this. Rather, they just want to provide some results for the work that they're getting paid so handsomely for. In the end, it pretty much depends on the judge. Truthfully speaking, there are some chances that Thugger does not get the murder charges dropped, but those are hella low. Even though there are some people coming out ready to speak to the cops about what really happened that day when Big Nut got murked. There are witnesses who claim they saw Thugger either entering the car or leaving it, but in any case, he was seen next to the car that was already tied to the incident with or without the forged seal on the subpoena. And when it comes to the RICO charges, he might still have to go to prison for those, regardless of what the judge decides about this new loophole that his lawyers came up with. We'll see more in the upcoming months. What we can say for sure is that Thug has some hella good lawyers who aren't fooling around. They're really just trying to get anything they possibly can to get some sort of advancement with this case. Given that some new info came in and we probably won't see the trial in January, but way later in the upcoming 2023 year, who knows what else this team of lawyers is going to come up with. It might just be able to find something even more compelling than this mistake made by the DA. Whatever happens, we'll be here to tell you all about it, so stay tuned and remember to keep it RIZZLE.